Good morning, Back to School Divas. Good morning. It is a new week. It's new Monday. A lot of you guys, hopefully, you got a lot done over the weekend. Hopefully, you guys are getting geared up for your holiday week. I just wanted to hop on to give you guys a little bit of encouragement, to let you know that this is a journey that will not be here forever. I know it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle of going to school and dealing with your family, dealing with sometimes small kids. Some of you have children that are in college as well and in school as well. And then just with this whole pandemic issue, it's really a struggle trying to make everything happen, when you're in school and being the main ones who are there to take care for our family and our kids with all this virtual learning and everything. So I just hope that this page is an encouragement from you, and you're getting a lot of good laughs. You're getting, a lot of good information. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning. Is it Marika? Good morning, guys. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you're not a part of our Facebook group, definitely join it. We talk about a lot of things that are very important for women as women going back to school. I know I went back to school, when my kids or before my kids were born. I went to Kennesaw State here in Georgia in order to get my prerequisites for pharmacy school. And then during that journey, I actually got pregnant with twins, which is amazing. I love my daughters. They are 9. They just turned 9 actually on Friday. And just went through that whole entire journey of going back to school as a mother, as a wife at the time who was not in, the best relationship. I just went through a whole lot of ups and downs. So one of the reasons why I started this group is because I realized that there were just not a lot of spaces for us. Good morning, Jerica. Good morning, Jennifer. It's great to see you guys. I realized that it just wasn't a lot of space for us to be able to just talk about some of the things that we went through, to vent, to share tips, to just share our wins sometimes. I don't know about you, but when I was sharing, I got a good grade on a test, or, I got, an A in a class or something like that, because I was in school probably for about, I think, 5 or 6 years, just through prerequisites and then on to pharmacy school. Took me between 5 and 6 years of my time. Some people, they're not looking to really see you win. You know what I'm saying? They're asking you questions like, why would you leave your family and why would you go to school, and aren't you happy with what you have and stuff like that? Why would you want to put your family through that? So some of my family members were very encouraging and other people just weren't very encouraging. So I wanted to make sure that everybody had a space, to share these things with. So that's where I created Back to School Divas, and that was back in 2018 actually. So we've been live almost going on 3 years. From that, we've grown from just a few members to over 3,500 members, and we're still growing, in our Facebook community. Jennifer says her daughter is 9. Yes, my daughters are 9. Hope and Faith. They just turned 9. They had a birthday celebration this weekend. And when I graduated, they were actually at my graduation. They were 4 at the time, getting ready to go to preschool. So it's definitely been a journey. I know a lot of you guys are going with kids. You're going with full-time jobs. You're going with aging parents. Some of you guys are in the military, and you're balancing all these things. So I just wanted to be a resource to you guys. We talk a lot about some of our struggles in the Facebook group, the Back to School Divas Facebook group. There's a link in this post. You can also search it in the search bar if you're having trouble finding it. But it's definitely a place to be if you are a woman and you're going back to school, because we talk about these things. We vent. We share our wins. We're very supportive there. One of the things that I'm most impressed with is that we had no issues, none at all. No sideways comments, no posts, no arguments, no anything, during this election. All right. There's women from all over the United States, from all different kinds of backgrounds, and we had no drama around these elections. And I really want to thank my group for that, because like I said, I started this group so that it would be a place that we could all get some encouragement. And that doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, who you voted for, how much money you have. It does not matter in the Back to School Divas group. We want to make sure that everybody can come and get the support they need, because as women, we all go through a lot of the same struggles. Okay. We're all going through it. And going back and adding on top of that, going back to school where we may get very little support, we may get very little encouragement. It just adds an extra layer of just difficulty on top of, that back to school journey. So I've been through it. I graduated going on 5 years ago from pharmacy school. Since then, I've created several businesses, and I spent a lot of time building this group and being in the group and just building resources for you guys. Even though I'm not as visible as I'd like to be, I'm definitely working on adding value to the group, making sure that our website is up to date. We do have a website, but www.backtosschooldivas.com. There's a lot of blog posts with tips and tricks that you can use, to manage your time for childcare, even scholarships and those types of things that we post on the Back to School Divas website. There's also, again, the group that you can join. And we just want to be an encouragement and just to motivate you guys to continue to go through your back to school journey. Good morning, Erica. How's it going this morning? Again, I went through a lot of personal ups and downs while going back to school, and a lot of times that can discourage women when they're going back to school. Never believe that you have to do everything in a straight line, because I'm here to tell you that everything does not go in a straight line in life. There's plenty of times where I failed the class and I had to retake it. There was even a time where I had to take 2 classes to get into pharmacy school, and I had to go all the way to a whole different school because the classes that I needed to matriculate into pharmacy school were offered at the same time during the summer semester at Kennesaw State, where I was taking my prerequisites. So don't let them things stop you or discourage you. Your journey is never going to be in a straight line. You think you got to plan out and you're going to just go straight through it, but that rarely occurs. And if it does, you're very blessed. But especially when you have children and you have things, this pandemic is one of a big example of how things can go wrong that are not even in your control. None of us have any control over what's going on right now with the politics or the pandemic and those types of things. None of us have any control with what is going on right now. Okay. It has definitely provided more barriers to do what we're looking to do as women going back to school. We are now virtual learning. Some of us are working from home. Some of us are taking classes that we need extra help in person, let alone trying to take them in virtual learning environments, so I just want to salute you guys for just maintaining on your course and towards your goals, because it's very difficult. It is very difficult. And there's a lot of times that I know that you're going to want to quit. There are several times that I wanted to quit. In my 6-year journey of going to pharmacy school and get my doctorate of pharmacy, there are a lot of times that I wanted to quit. So many times that I wanted to quit. I mean, my mom's a pharmacist too, and we had this joke between us. She had an envelope of one of her weekly checks, and I would tell her to just keep it in the envelope. And when I came to you and you thought that I was just at that point where I couldn't go any further and I just wanted to quit, you just give me the envelope, let me open it, let me look at the check, and let me just get some motivation from that. There are plenty of times that I would ask myself, and I would have my peers just cracking up because I would say something like, I could have just been a garbage man. Like, why couldn't I have just wanted to be a garbage truck driver? Like something easier. And why was I so, ambitious? Because it was a lot. It was a lot, with twin daughters. My first day of pharmacy school was my daughter's first day of daycare. And I couldn't even take them. Like, I had to be at school at, I think it was like 7 a.m. or something crazy for orientation. And my first day of pharmacy school was their first day of daycare. They were 10 months old. And up until that point, I had breastfed them. I spent 5 weeks in NICU with my children, going back and forth while I was doing final exams at the time. Like, literally, I dropped 2 babies, 1 C-section, 1 vaginally, and the very next week was back on campus so I could take my statistics and my biology exams, my final exams. So I'm here to tell you that everything is not in a straight line. I thought I had a plan of how everything was going to go through my doctor of pharmacy degree journey. I thought I had a plan, like, and it's laughable now looking back on it. I thought I had the perfect plan, and nothing went as I thought it should. Nothing went as I thought it should. I promise you, nothing went as far as I thought it should. And I'll continue to share a lot of these stories and things with you so that you guys can, remember that, and so you can maybe get some inspiration from my journey as well. But I'm here to tell you nothing will go as planned, and you have to be okay with that. Just know that you are going closer and closer to your goal every day, every day. And if you're consistent with what you're doing, you eventually get to your goal. However, you can't really control the process. A lot of times you're not going to be able to control that process. I went through a divorce while I was in school. Raise your hand if you went through a divorce, or you're going through a divorce, or that's something that you're considering, or if your relationship is not going like you thought it was, or maybe you think your spouse is not as supportive as you think they could be, or that you hope they would be when you were going back to school on this journey. It's something that, a lot of us end up realizing when we try to do something like this, when we have a goal and we trying to meet it. We sometimes realize that everybody around us is not really for us. So again, that's why I created the community. But I actually went through a divorce and a separation right smack dab in the middle of pharmacy school. Pharmacy school is 4 years. Year three, the beginning of year three, I decided I couldn't take it anymore, and decided to separate from my husband at the time. So there's a lot of things that you think are going to go one way and actually do not when you're going back to school. Sometimes you have to pause. Sometimes, it's not quitting. Sometimes you say, hey, I just need a break. I need some time to focus on myself. I needed some time to focus on my kids, and I'm just going to sit out this semester, and I'm going to go the next semester. And that's perfectly okay. There's no timetable. I'll tell you something that my mom told me when I decided, or when I was trying to decide whether I was going to go to school. I was 25 years old, and I was in sales. I had been in sales at the time for probably about 7 or 8 years. Like, I started my sales career very early at the age of like 18 or 19 years old. So I was 25 or 26 years old. And my mom was telling me, hey, you need to go back to school. You need to go back to school. You need to have a stable career. And at the time, I just kept telling her, like, first of all, I was making like $70,000 a year at 25 years old, because I was good at sales. So I was making good money. So, I mean, there's that. So first of all, I was telling my mom, if I go back to school, it's going to take me like 2 years to do my prereqs. It's going to take me 4 years of pharmacy school. If I get in on the first try, on the first time I apply, I'm going to be like, what, 31, 32 years old when I graduate? And my mom said something that was so profound to me at the time, and that really pushed me to go ahead and make that leap. She asked me, or she told me, she said, Lorraine, that time is going to pass anyway. It's going to pass anyway. You can either be 32 years old and you can be called doctor, and you'll be a pharmacist, and you'll be at your goal, or you can be 32 years old and you can be exactly where you are today. So make a choice. That time is literally going to pass anyway. So if that's something that you're struggling with, we have a lot of women that are in our community that are, 30, 40, 50. Some of them are in their 60s, and they're deciding that they want to go back to law school or nursing school, or they want to finally get their associate's degree or their bachelor's degree or their master's. We have a lot of women from a lot of different walks of life that are in our community. If that's something that you feel that is holding you back, oh, I'm going to be 50 when I graduate, or oh, I'm going to be 40 or 35, or whatever the age is, just know you're going to be 35 or 40 or 50 anyway. Okay. You're going to be, the time is going to pass, and you're going to age anyway. So ask yourself this: do you want to be 35 or 40 or 25 or whatever age is? Do you want to be 35 or 45 in the same position that you're in now? Or do you want to be 35, 45, 50 and beyond with your degree? All right. So again, I just wanted to, I'm not going to come on here. I'm not going to preach a whole lot today. I'll jump on from time to time, and I'll give you some advice, and I'll answer some questions, and I'll talk about my journey. But I just wanted to just encourage you guys. I know the holidays are coming up. One of the best ways to make it through the holidays, especially as women, there's so much on us as women on the holidays. We're the ones who coordinate everything. We're the ones cooking. We're the ones cleaning. We're the ones buying gifts. There's a lot of things that come with the holidays when you're a woman that a lot of other people don't see. They just enjoy the holidays, and then we put a lot of things together for them. So if that's you, go ahead and ask for help. Number one, ask for some help. Number two, try to pre-plan. Do a little bit at a time. I know if you're in a program like I was in the program, Thanksgiving was never a break. We always had something to study for. We had a test coming through. We had a project or a paper or what have you. There was always, always, always something for us to do. So we never really got a break. Erica says the website again. The website is backtosschooldivas.com. Okay, so that's backtosschooldivas.com. Our Facebook community where you can ask questions and you can share your wins and all that good stuff. That is Back to School Divas, and you can either search that in the search bar, or there's a button that is actually at the top of the page that I believe says like go to group or visit group, and you can see it there as well. So definitely join, answer the questions before you click submit, because we let people in who are answering those questions, and then join our community so we can continue to motivate you. Okay. All right. So have a good day. Have a good Monday. Again, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. It's about 6 or 7 weeks before Christmas. Get your house in order now. We're going to be talking a lot about some things that we can do to do that in the Facebook community. So go ahead and join us, and I'll see you there.